Hello and welcome to SI 106. In this course, we're going to learn how to program. When you write a program, you're writing a sequence of instructions. We might write instructions to tell a computer how to compute the average temperature in this list of temperatures for a year, or we might write a program that tells the computer how to play a game of Wheel of Fortune. In any case, programmers give the computer instructions by decomposing high-level goals, like play Wheel of Fortune, into a sequence of steps and instructions. Computers aren't able to figure out these high-level goals, but they're really good at following these instructions. And when I say programmers here, what I really mean is you, because we're going to learn how to give these computers instructions. So, programmers write these instructions in a programming language, which is a language that serves as an interface between the programmer and the computer. And programmers write source code, which is the name for the instructions that they give the computer. For example, this is a very simple piece of source code that asks the computer to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 and then prints out the result. The source code then goes through a language interpreter. In this course, we're using the Python programming language, so it goes through a Python interpreter. As we'll learn throughout the course, this interpreter is very particular, and if it doesn't understand what something means, it'll simply stop running. For that reason, I'll explain some concepts using details that may seem overly pedantic, but are important to understanding how the Python interpreter sees and runs a given piece of source code. And the Python interpreter then goes from these instructions to output. So the output of this program, print 1 plus 2 plus 3, is 6. Source code contains what are called expressions. For example, in this source code, 1 plus 2 plus 3 is an expression. So programmers will figure out the right expression to compute a value that they want, and the interpreter reads these expressions and computes their values. In the case of this expression, the value is 6. And every value in Python has what's called a type. For example, the type of 6 is an integer. And different types are good for storing different kinds of things. Integers are good for storing round numbers that don't have any fractions. So let's go through a few examples of expressions, values, and types. First, we have literal expressions, where the expression and the value are one and the same. So the expression 500 has a value 500, which is an integer. The expression 3.14 has the value 3.14, which is a float, or short for floating point number. But we'll build up to writing more complicated expressions. For example, these expressions use the addition operator. The value of the expression 200 plus 300 is 500, which is an integer, and the value of the expression 10.0 plus 5.0 is 15.0, which has a type float. And one thing to note here is that 15.0 is very different from the value 15, which has type integer. Again, this may seem trivial, but it's really important to the Python interpreter. So, programmers are good at giving computers instructions, and computers are good at following those instructions. Programmers write expressions, and the computer computes the value and type of those expressions. So these videos are meant to build conceptual knowledge, which is very different from working knowledge, which you'll need in this course. So don't just watch the videos or read, but to build working knowledge, we'll need to practice. And don't just practice on your own. Ask for help and advice from your peers and from the instructional team, even if you feel confident. And also give help to your peers, even if you're not sure that you're the best programmer. You do learn by giving help.